and finally it is delivering. As we don't have any SFTP configured, we have just used Workday attachment, and now it is stored as Workday attachment in the integration events. And that is what we have discussed in our yesterday session, and now today we are going to do complete working opposite direction. Means to say, we will get the data from some third party or some SFTP. We will transform it and we will upload that into the tenant. That is what we call inbound. Inbound in the sense we are loading the data into the tenant. Outbound in the sense we are just sending the data from tenant to other third party. Okay. Do you want me to wait for a few more minutes? Or is it okay if I continue, Vijay?
No, start, Rajesh. Sorry, Ishwar. Go.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, let us create one EAD inbound integration now. The task to create EAD is create EAD. Let us just my intention is to terminate the employee. So I have selected an inbound integration and I have given my name as just EAD termination. I'm just storing it at one place. Okay. And here the direction that I have selected is inbound. And the procedure is same. It is also a three-step process: get data, transform data, and deliver data. Here, get data. If we have any SFTP configured, we can just add SFTP here. The trivial method as SFTP, and here we have to provide the SFTP details, and it is same server IP address or URL, which folder, and whether we have to use username and password or SSH authentication. And here we need to specify the file name, which file we need to do, because in that folder again we will be having a lot of files, right? We have to specify which file we want. As I don't have SFTP, let me just undo it. And here I have selected attach file at large. Means to say when we are running the integration, it will ask for the file and we will upload that file. Now, we will be having another section called data format. In the data format section, we will specify which web service we are going to use to update the information. As I said in my earlier classes, if you want to hit Workday database, if you want to update any information, the only way is using their delivered web services. They will not reveal any information about their database. If you want to fetch the information, you can use this business object and data sources and web services, but if you want to update the information, you have to use web services. Here I wanted to update some information in the tenant. Nothing but I wanted to terminate few employees in the tenant. Means we are modifying data. That is why we are just selected EAD inbound. And which web service is used to terminate employees? It is terminate. Okay. How to get to know what are all the web services available? You can just search it over here. Here you will be having different kind of categories like absence management, benefits, compensation, etc. And in each section, you will be having the set of web services that are falls under that module. And similarly, I will be showing you a place in the community where you can get the list of web services and some more information about the web services. I will explain you in few times. Next.
But Ishwar, we can't able to access the community, right?
Yeah, you cannot access the community till the time your customer. Yeah.
Oh.
Once you are part of the project, you can access. No issues.
Oh.
And
Ishwar, one more thing. Here you are saying about the web service operations, right?
Yes.
In that thinker case, I'm just going to delete an employee, okay, and his compensation details, okay, which means that it covers two web services. What is termination part you said, right?
Yes.
Termination part, and the extra it has some other component also. In that case, how we are going to resolve it?
Yeah, very good question, Vijay. See, we will go for EAB inbounds only when our requirement is to update only one WhatsApp. I mean, only one category of data. And if you want to hit only one kind of business process, like changing the job, employee transfer, or termination, something like that. But if you have the requirement to hit two or more web services or one web service and you need to do some operations like that, you have to go for studio integration.
Oh, okay, fine.
So here I have selected one web service, and coming to the transformation section, you no need to give anything. By default, it will select a template model called template employee web service. How this template model looks like and how to access the template model, I will show you. Next, deliver. This deliver step is used to deliver the data, right? Like in inbound situation, the deliver point is Workday itself, so it will select automatically. You don't need to do anything. Only thing that we need to do here is, if we have any SFTP details from where we need to fetch the template, I mean our Excel sheet, we will just specify those details, and along with that, we will specify the web service that we want. Remaining two steps will be selected automatically. So here I have created one EAB inbound integration. As I said, inbound integrations, I mean we call delivered public web service, and here we will upload the attachment in the form of Excel sheet. But what is that Excel sheet contains? Can we upload our own Excel sheets, or is there any specific format? And if the specific format is there, how to check that? To answer all these questions, here we have something called template model. You can just view the template model here. This is how template model looks like. This terminated business process, it is having a lot of sub-processes. Like when you are terminating an employee, you can request for one-time payment. You can just check whether employee is eligible for COBRA or not. And in the service dates, if you want to change any severance date or something like that, you can do that. And if you want to retire the employee, you can just add the retiree status. If employee has some contracts, you can just delimit those contracts. If employee has any roles, you can just remove roles. And once employee is terminated, his position will be empty, right? If you want to create job application, you can do that. Like this, there is a process defined for termination. You would have seen in your BP session, right? I mean, when you are configuring the business processes, you used to add some more business processes to the main business process, right? Here also same case. This is the default business process definition provided with Workday. So in the template by default it includes all the information. But however, providing this information is not mandatory. I mean, all the information is not mandatory. We can just provide the information that is mandatory and you can trigger the process. As of now, I'm just generating spreadsheet template. It will generate a template in the Excel format. I'll just download that and I will show you how exactly it's like. Okay. Meantime, without wasting our time, let me just show you one point in the community. See, this is the point in the community. You can just go to that using the $, and you will be having a lot of tabs in the community. In $, you will be able to find this all public available web services. Here you have seen one category in the front end, right? When you are selecting the web service, the same categories will be maintained here, like absence management, benefits, compensation, like that. Here termination comes under staffing. So I am just going to the category. Here again, within the staffing, you will be able to find many web services. Termination is one of those. If you go to terminate employee, here in the community you will be able to get some description about the web service. If you see here, this is how web service looks like. In the first section, you will be having the web service version and business process parameters and terminate employee data. We just go to terminate employee data. Again, you will be able to find all this: request one-time payment, review COBRA eligibility, service dates, adding retiree status, employee contracts. Like this, it will just show you all the information about that web service. And why I am explaining you about this community link is, this is very helpful when you are creating your inbound integrations. If you see here, for each web service, there will be some rules defined for it. So when you are uploading the data, it just checks for the rule. If the rule satisfies only, it will upload the data. Otherwise, it will throw exceptions. Here, in this community link section, you will be able to find what are the validations that are defined on this particular element. Here, if you say some kind of validations on terminated employee data, the date entered must be after the day the position was last updated. Means to say, you have updated the employee's position starting from 1st of September, and now you are telling like you are terminating that employee, which is a collision. So then it will say like there is already something action happened on this position for future date, and I cannot terminate employee right now. So in that case, you have to go to that new transaction which has been going to be effective in the future. You have to rescind it and you have to terminate it. Not only like that, there will be a lot of validations out there. See here, worker cannot be terminated because there are other pending staffing actions. Means to say, you have initiated a promotion starting from August, and now you are terminating the employee, which is no point, right? See, if the employee is going to be terminated now, why to initiate promotion in the future? So this kind of collisions it will identify and it will show it as validation errors. Here, sometimes those validations errors are not that much clear. In that case, you can just come here and you can just check the validation and you can just identify the description corresponding to that. Along with that, here you will be having some more important information. You will see here, version 0 to 1. Here something like this cardinality will be maintained. This cardinality specifies you whether a field or a section when you are entering the data is mandatory or not. If you see here, this is not mandatory. This is not mandatory. But however, if you see terminate employee data, this is a mandatory section. You have to provide information in that. But however, all the information is not mandatory again. If you see here, you need to provide employee reference. Means to say you have to provide employee ID for which you have to terminate. And similarly, termination date is also a mandatory. Similarly, termination event data is mandatory. But however, if you come here, request one-time payment, request review, COBRA eligibility, service dates, retirement status, all these coordinate are 01. And you know, right, what is meant by 11, what is meant by 01, what is meant by 0M. Simple. 01 means it is not mandatory, but if you provide the information, at most you can give only one. 1:1 in the sense, you can give at most one and you have to give minimum one. Means to say, you have to provide only one information and that is mandatory. And 1:m in the sense, you have to give at least one, but you can give multiple. 0:m in the sense, if you want you can give, otherwise not, and you can give multiple also. Like this, coordinate will be defined for each node. So again, if you come to the employee request section, again here you have some validations. So it will tell you what exactly the validations on the date. Similarly, it will tell you what exactly the validation rules on the termination event. And again, if you come to termination event, you will be able to find some important values like primary termination reason is mandatory. Second reference, non-mandatory. Local termination, not mandatory. Pay through date, not mandatory. So like this, excuse me, like this, all this information is not mandatory. But few information is mandatory, it will be shown with the cardinality. This is why I have just came to this link to explain you how exactly it looks like. Do you have any queries so far?
Ishwar, can you show that link once again? Link in sense how to directly get into this web service and everything.
Yeah, no issues. I mean here, in the community, go to Workday Developers tab.
Okay.
Okay, and if you just click on that, it will show you web service API.
Workday Developers tab. So this community will serve us in all the way.
Yeah,
as like SAP.
Yeah, exactly. In this community, you will be having procedure to create a core connector, procedure to create EAB, information about all the web services and all.
Okay. I have seen the community. I think it has some videos also, right? Where we can learn.
Yeah, it has some videos as well.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, no issues. If you have community access, just share it to me. I will just show you how to explore the community.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So this is, yes.
I have one job, particularly, honesty one, honesty give its one, but what is the honesty in which group?
1:m.
1:n, right? This is like 1:n.
1:n. Yeah, 1:n in the sense you have to have at least one. Okay? I mean, you can have more than one also. I mean, at least one.
Okay.
That is what it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 1:m. M is multi, right?
Yeah, M is multi.
And what about zero to start?
Sorry?
And what about zero dot start?
Zero to start means you can give. I mean, it is not a mandatory one. If you want to exclude, you can exclude. But if you want to give, you can give as well.
Okay. In case of giving, can I give one or M?
It's up to you. I mean, if you want to give only one, you can give. Yeah, if you want to give only one, you can give one. If you want to give multiple, you can give two.
Okay, fine.
Okay, and now let me just come back to my tenant. Here you will be able to see one notification message. It is telling like now template is ready. You can just download that template. this template you can open in Excel sheet. Let me just show you how exactly I can do. Just open this with the Excel sheet and it will show you like this.
Issue?
Yeah.
Okay, finish this one.
Yeah, please go ahead. If you have any queries, please go ahead, no issues.
Issue, so as a summary, what we are doing is we are creating the inbound. After creating the inbound, we are going to the related actions of the particular inbound and creating it, editing something, right? Editing our inbound, and then we are generating the Excel sheet. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And we are just generating the Excel sheet, and we are just downloading a document. By default, it is XML document. But however, we can open it in Excel. Okay? It is open. Yeah.
If you don't mind, can you just show me how you generated this XML? I understand the get data and everything. How did you?
Yeah, no issues. Yeah, okay. I can show when you joined. I think you joined a little bit late, right? We were waiting for you for some time.
4 minutes. 4 minutes.
Okay. 1 second, it's just taking some, oh sorry, it's just taking some time. Let me just go back to our, yes, this is the integration that we have created. Okay, let me just go to our integration. Yeah, this is our integration, inbound integration that we have created. If you go to related actions, template model, and generate spreadsheet template, will generate a template like this. Okay, we can just download it. Yeah, we can just download it and open in Excel sheet. And now, when you open in Excel sheet, it looks like this. As I said, as I showed you in the community, the first section is business process. So here we need to provide some parameters to our business process. If you observe terminate, here you will be having different kind of options like manual processing, automatic processing, and partially automated processing. Let me just explain you what is meant by manual processing and what is meant by automated processing. If you select manual processing, this integration will trigger terminate employee business process from the background. Okay? And it initiates the termination process. If you select manual, it will follow all the approval procedure. Means to say, after entering some data into the termination EP, let us assume you need HR partner approval, and after that you need to review it by compensation partner by leaving. So if you have all these kind of approval steps, do you know what it does? It just goes for that approval steps. Then the integration that you have run is just like an initiation. But do you know most of the times what happens? We will create these kind of integrations to terminate employees automatically. Again, there is no point in going for approvals and all. If we done we want these employees to be terminated automatically from the background. In that case, we always select automatic processing instead of manual processing. You got the difference, right? Manual processing means it will go for all the approval steps, and we have to, all HR partners and all have to do the tasks manually. Okay, which is again, there is no point in creating integration because anyway that manual effort is there except the initiation. That is why most of the times when we are creating the EAP inbound integrations, we will make it as automated process. It will not ask for any approvals and all. It will just take auto approval and go ahead. So that is why here I have selected automatic processing. And similarly, you will be having something called skip when processing marked as optional. Means to say, here this process request one-time payment is not a mandatory step. If you want, we can give the information, otherwise we can just skip it. But instead of skip, if you are selecting any other like automatic processing and all, you have to make sure that you have to give some, you have given some information in the one-time payment plan. Okay. Here I am not giving any information and I am skipping the process.
Ishwar, sorry to intervene. From
So
where
you
this?
mean to- so you mean to say, you mean to say we can simply skip what are the all the optional steps?
Yeah, we can skip. See, let us assume
Okay.
in our company, some processes are optional. I mean, if you want to give one-time payment, we can give. Otherwise, we don't give. So when you are not giving, there is no point in processing that step. But when you are giving, you have to select again automatic processing. Okay.
Ishwar?
Yes.
Sure. See, when WebImpro developed this template, okay, it comes in a common method. Method in sense all this business process are common, not related to the company. But in some company, they might say that okay, compensation, what is that? One-time payment is mandatory. Okay. So in that case, can I able to make it as mandatory in the template itself? Is
No.
there any option? Okay.
Now, I request you not to change anything in the template. But however, if you want to provide the information, you have an option here. You can just provide that information and you can select the automatic process. For that, you don't need to make one optional step as mandatory step.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Ishwar, is the Excel
Yeah.
you downloaded or I think it's some other Excel, right?
Sorry?
The Excel you downloaded doesn't have any formatting, so you done the formatting, right?
No, I haven't done any formatting. I have just opened this in Excel sheet, that's it. It will automatically comes in this format.
Okay.
Okay?
Hmm.
And now, all this information is not mandatory, so I'm just skipping. So when you are doing this kind of operations with the web service, if it is a studio, I request you to test once with the Workday Studio tester, and if it is EAB, I request you to process the same process in front end ones, in the tenant ones, okay? In the tenant ones, and identify which fields that you are giving as information. We have to give the same in this template and load it. If one record works fine, you can do the same for 1000 records. Means to say, you have to first test for one record, and if it uploads properly, you can do just remaining 100 or 1000 records, and you can just upload it. So, for that, what I am going to do is, I wanted to just have a look at the termination process from the front end ones. How exactly it looks like. So for that, let me just take one employee and terminate this employee from the front end. But however, you know, right, business processes we can just rescind as well. After the termination, I will rescind it. Okay. Let me just open a new tab. And let me just go to that workout. Here, in the job change, we have one option called terminate employee, which triggers the termination business process. Okay. If you observe here, what exactly the information that we are providing as a part of this business process? First one is termination date. Let me give some old termination date. And after that, termination reason. Here, these are the termination reasons, right? Like disease, job fit, job satisfaction, like that. And after that, we need to provide, these few values are getting populated automatically. Okay. So if you observe, termination date is a mandatory field, termination reason is the mandatory field, last day of work is the mandatory field, pay through date is the mandatory field. But however, these two will be calculated from termination date. Okay. So like this, we are providing the information, right? Similarly, if you see in the back end, Similarly, if you see in the back end, in the Excel template as well, you will be able to find some mandatory fields here. Employee ID is mandatory. Termination date is mandatory. Primary termination reason is mandatory. Like this, there are some mandatory information that you can get from the template itself, and if this template is not proper for you, you can just go to the community and check whether it is a mandatory one or not. Okay? Now, if you observe here, I need to provide the employee, date, last day of work, and all fine. But if you see here, primary reason means to say termination reason. Here, termination reason, here, the reason that I am going to provide is not text. It is ID, called termination subcategory ID. Let me just come back. What is meant by this subcategory ID? I'm just cancelling this. I'm not triggering this business process, and employee is still active. Okay. Here in Workday, you will be having 3 different type of IDs. Let me just come back to our slides. I have just included that as our slide. Yeah. Here we will be having 3 kinds of IDs. One is Workday ID, reference ID, and external ID. What is meant by these IDs? To identify a object uniquely, Workday automatically creates some IDs depending upon the type of object that you are creating. Means to say here, he is an employee, right? I am just going to related actions, integration IDs, view IDs. Here, automatically Workday generated one ID called Workday ID. It's a hexadecimal format, 32 character hexadecimal format. And similarly, it has given a reference ID called employee ID. And this is the employee ID. Similarly, if you go to employee position, let me just go to employee position and see. Here, same Workday ID, it has given one more ID called position ID. So for employees, employee ID. For positions, position ID. Similarly, we will be having a business object called termination. We will be having some objects called termination categories. And these termination categories will be having another ID called termination subcategory ID. Let me just show you how to get all these kind of reference IDs. You have a task called view reference ID. Just click over there, view reference IDs. Yeah, just 1 minute, I will get back to you. Okay, if you have any questions, please go on mute. Okay, here we will be having a business object called termination subcategory, which contains all termination subcategories. So this is the termination subcategory, and this is the reference ID of termination subcategory. Okay. So we can take any one of these termination subcategory according to the one. I mean here, if we say we wanted to terminate our employee with some reason, we have to provide the same reason here. Let us assume in our case, if it is workforce reduction, we can just get the reference ID of that workforce reduction and we can give here. And similarly, along with the Workday IDs and reference IDs, you will be having one more ID called external ID. These external IDs are specific to the system. Means to say, if you want to map any third-party vendor, let us assume you are creating one integration system, and if integration is Talio, you wanted to give one reference ID. If integration is some other benefit integration, you have to give another reference ID. Means to say, for the same object, if you want to maintain one ID according to the third-party type, we can just use external IDs. But rarely we can use it. I mean, I have never seen people using external IDs. Most of the times we will use integration ID and reference ID. Now coming to you, yeah, please. What's that question? I mean, somebody was on unmute. Do you have any questions?
So Ishwar. So you mean to say, for each employee ID, I will be having a Workday ID, right? Employee ID means employee number. I'm talking about the number. If my employee number is 1457, then I will be having a Workday ID.
Yes.
This ID is generating during the hiring process, because in hiring process, under action, we are creating service, right?
Yes.
So this is what, that ID or something else? I'm not clear with that.
No, that ID only. I mean, when you are generating, when you are hiring an employee, it is assigning one employee ID, right? Along with that, it will assign one Workday ID itself.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Now, this is how we will get the reference ID of the reason that we have selected in the front end. Now, we have to provide the same reason here. Now, let me just go to my Excel template and show you how exactly we can give that information. Let me just come back to the Excel sheet. Here, there will be something called spreadsheet key. It identifies which row it is, and after that we need to give one employee ID. Let me just come here. Okay, I lost that employee. Let me just come here. This is my employee ID, right? I'm just giving that employee ID over there. And termination date. I'm just giving some past termination date so that it will reflect immediately and it will display in the front end. Okay. Here, termination date, I'm just giving as some 29/5. Means to say, instead of current date, I'm just giving 29/6 last year date. Sorry, last month date. Okay. I was just copying and pasting here. And similarly, when you specify termination date, this last pay through date and all will get calculated automatically, right? If you want to give, you can give. Otherwise, it's not required because these are all getting calculated automatically. And now, after that, you need to provide one reason called termination subcategory ID. I'm just coming here.
This document,
And sorry.
this document will be given by the end user HR or something, or we have to create?
No, we have generated one template, right?
Yeah.
That is the document.
Yeah. The data which is entered will be done by other person, right?
HR partners. Most of the times HR partners.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So like this, we will just fill in our Excel sheet. Okay, I just copied the termination reason and I am just pasting out. So like this, we will just fill out the important information that we want. Okay, I'm just saving this Okay. And now let me show you how I will upload this information. Let me just come to my AAV integration, launch and schedule. Okay, here is the point where we need to specify our integration attachment. Just click over here, create integration attachment, and here we need to attach the document. Let me just go to the point where I have stored it, and let me take it from there. It is there in the desktop. Let me just give dominate employee.xml. If you see here, it is stored in the form of XML rather than Excel sheet. Just click on OK. Now I have specified my Excel sheet. Let me just come here. Along with that, you will be having some other parameters like load error limit, validate only load, add errors to the attachment. What is meant by load error limit? Here, when you are loading the data into the tenant, you will get some errors, right? Here it specifies after how many errors it should stop the process. If I say unlimited errors, it will capture all the errors. If I say one error, as soon as you got the first error, it will stop the process. Next, validate only load. Here we can specify this is a test run or actual run. If we select validate only load as true, it specifies that it is a test run. Add errors to the attachment. I mean, if any errors are there, it adds to the attachment that we have uploaded now. I don't want to do that, so I haven't added errors to the attachment. Let me just click on OK and see what happens. It takes a little bit time.
Ishwar, I think it should throw error.
Why?
Because in the template, the date format we are given in a different format. It says YYYMMDD, but we gave as 290.
Actually, your guess is correct, Vijay, but when you open an XML document, let me just open my XML document in Internet Explorer or something. I mean, there is something differently this format shows. Let me just open it next. Oh, sorry. Let me just open with the Internet Explorer. I don't know why it is open. I got your point. I mean, I got your point.
No, the reason why I didn't say that, I thought I need to check whether it's working or not. So that's why I didn't say it by that time.
It works. I mean, actually, the format which it shows in the there and here, it will be a little bit different.
Okay.
If you see here, it completed successfully in the validate only mode. And all records loaded successfully. And let me just try to open that in Oxygen or something. I'm unable to open it in editor. Let me just open it using XML app switcher or something. Yeah, it is loading, it is taking time. Okay. Meanwhile, let's just come to our
Ishwar, can you tell me that we have created that XML, that was spreadsheet, okay, and we are trying to upload it, right? So what is the, how we are getting into that? We are getting into the launch, we are getting into our inbound, and then we are getting into launch or schedule, right?
Yeah, exactly. We are coming into our integration related action, integration run. Okay. And in the integration run, there is one field to upload the attachment.
Okay.
And we have just uploaded our Excel sheet.
Okay, fine.
Don't worry, again we will go back to that. Here, as of now, I have done a test run. It loaded successfully. If you see here in the brackets, you would be able to find validate only. Let me just run it once again. Now let me do the actual run. See, I went to do related actions, run. Here, this is how it will apply. It will show. Run now. And here we need to specify the attachment. Earlier I have created, but now as I have already created, it is there. So I am selecting that one. And load error limit, as I said, we need to specify. I am just giving as unlimited. And now I am not selecting the validate only. I wanted to do actual. So let me just go and do actual. It takes a little bit time. Meanwhile, let me see whether this oxygen opened or not. Yeah, oxygen is there. And if you see here.
But why for one record it take this much time?
Yeah, I mean, here it is not the processing time, it is the time taken to call the web service and all.
Oh, okay.
But even, I mean, this is something, initialization, some kind of thing. But if you do for some 50, 60 also, it will take, first time it will be.
Okay.
Okay, if you, I have just opened the same document in Oxygen. One second. Let me just give me some time. I will open it once again. Yeah, I have just opened it like this. This is how it appears. This is the workbook. And in this workbook, you will be having different kind of styles, something like that. But however, let us go to our termination date. But this is not that much clear, right? It's same Excel sheet, it is just displaying in the form of XML.
Fine, that's okay. Why? Because so this, it says that it will accept any format.
No, it will not accept any. It will not accept any format. We have to provide data in the format only. But somehow there is something with the Excel sheet. Here, if you give this format, automatically it considers into this format. I don't know why it is happening like that. But this is what I observed. If you give 29/6/2015, but default it will just take it as Volta 2015 MMDD. I don't know why.
What if I give 29/06/2015? It will throw an error.
No, it will throw an error.
Okay. So same format can happen jungle. But if we give some other format, it will throw error.
Yeah, it will throw error.
Okay.
So now I have run. It loaded successfully. Now let me just go back and check for that employee. One second. Okay, now you can see this employee got terminated. Like this, we can upload the data to terminate employees. If you want to see the date and all, you can just go to employee history, employee worker history. So where it is, worker history, and view, worker history and view worker history. And here you would be able to find termination. And here you will be able to find the termination date, 6/29, which we have provided. And this is the result.
Sure. So the Workday ID, most of the standard Workday reports runs based on the Workday ID. Am I right?
No, most of the times we will use reference ID. Because Workday ID, it is unique to the tenant, and if you migrate it to the another tenant, the double ID gets changed.
Okay, but the reference ID will remain same.
Yeah, reference ID most of the times it will remain same until unless we go and modify it.
So we can modify reference ID.
Yeah, we can modify reference ID, but we cannot modify the Workday ID. Here it is simple visually. If you want to do your programming using Workday ID, okay, after the migration, in your code itself, you have to write one more step to get the Workday ID of the employee. Generally it happens before. There is a way to get Workday ID of particular field. You have to use that field to get the Workday ID because Workday ID gets changed according to the tenant rate. But reference ID, reference ID most of the times it will be same until unless any functional functional people go and edit that. But however, you can just edit it back.
Okay. So all these things will be very clear only when we start to work on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because whatever you say, we think, okay, it will be like this. Only start to run, we'll be having more issues.
Yeah. When you start working only, you will just
We have anything like a forum for Workday so that in case of any stuck up, we can post it in the forum, someone can reply us as we do in SAP.
Yeah, we can post it in Workday community itself.
Oh, okay.
Okay, if you post it in Workday community, then you will get responses like in SAP.
Okay. Hope you will also respond.
And here we have terminated, right? Let us assume we have mass terminated some 1,000 employees. Okay. Later we have realized that by mistake we have included few employees and we need to receive the termination action. You cannot do that using the EAB template. And it is very tedious task to analyze. If you want to receive 100 transactions, you have to go to each employee and receive it. So Workday has introduced one report called mass receipt. Mass receipt business processes. In the mass receipt, there is an option called business processes loaded by EAB. You can just give your test EAB termination here. Means to say through which business process, through which integration, through which EAB integration you have uploaded the data, we have to provide that integration name here. And here you will be able to find events, right? Here if you see here, for each integration run, Okay, it will just append some timestamp here 7/6/2015 21:19. Similarly 7/6/2015 21:19. This able to give you some idea which EAB instance you need to select. You have to select the same instance that through which you have uploaded. You need to use the same instance. And if you just select that instance and click on OK, here it will show you all the employees for which you have terminated. As I have only one employee, it is showing one, but if you have 1,000 employees, it will show you all 1,000. You can just select one. You can select all those 100 employees, and if you click on OK, it will receive the termination. If you want to select all, you can just select all. It will select all the employees. And you can just, if you click on OK, it will receive the action. If you go to that employee MC, let me just go and get employee ID. Now see, he is no longer terminated. Whatever the termination action, it got rescinded. See, if you see here, this is the action that we have run on 7/6/920 PM, and this is the effective date. And if you just come here, it just got terminated, and after that rescinded. And if you see here, this business process was rescinded from mass rescind. Like this, you can just undo the actions that you have performed.
So based on this, what I understand is, if you are terminating an employee, that particular record is getting freezed. It's not getting deleted. Am I right?
Deleted in the sense?
No, the particular record is not totally, see in SAP or something, if you are deleting the record, the particular employee's cost center on immediate manager, all the records will be deleted from his table.
Yes.
Okay. Because of using timestamp, it creates one more record, and that particular record will be active. Like
Yes.
that, here it does something like that, or else it frees the record. Freeze the record means it will have all the information, but in the terminate mode. We can't able to process for any other reason. Is that something like that? I'm a bit confused what will happen in the back end. Why? Because when we are rescinded, it immediately comes. A fraction of a second, the employee is getting retained to his original position.
Yes.
So, I'm not clear. I think I got
Yeah. No confusion, Vijay. Here it is simple. It will just, it is just like if you observe in the databases, or how it works, like if you perform any action, okay, it will be stored, and after that, if you roll back one action, again the data will come into the table, right? Here also same case. Here it will be maintaining some timestamps, and if you just rescind it, it will just go to the previous change that you have made.
Kiran, sorry, kind of a restore.
I have a doubt here. Generally, if we're going to do a termination or something, do you mean how long it will take to reflect in the Workday system?
It takes 1 day. If you have terminated one employee on current day, it will reflect it tomorrow.
Okay. Any other actions like transfer or something which you're going to do an inbound action? It will take 24 hours.
No. Transfers and all, it will reflect immediately. It's only with the termination. Okay, termination. If you give today as the termination date, it means that employee is active till end of today, right?
Yeah, that is last working day plus 1 day. I know. I'm asking how long it will reflect in, because this access will be removed on the start of the next day itself.
Yeah, exactly. So this employee will be active on the day, and it immediately reflects in the very next day. But in case of change job and all, it reflects immediately.
Okay. So the information flow is quick in Workday.
Yeah.
Okay.
question here. This mass recent business processes, like we are having a promotion or transfer or even termination, everything will come here and we choose what we want to do it and process that only, right? Or we can
Yeah,
even
exactly.
choose one. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do you have any more questions on inbound? Are you able to understand?
Ishwar, I need
Yes.
to upload a mass upload. Okay, I don't have any third-party system. I am only working.
Yeah. Here, master upload you can do using EIB inbound.
Oh, okay, but I don't have any third-party system. In that
Yeah,
case, I
here
can
we-
give the Excel sheet.
Yeah. Here we don't. Here you can just use this template and enter your information.
Okay.
Here also, I haven't used any third-party thing. I have just downloaded the template provided by Workday, and I have just entered information and I uploaded it back to Workday.
Okay, okay, fine.
Question
So in case of sorry,
One second, Vivek.
Yeah.
1 second, Vivek. Yeah, please, Vijay, go ahead.
yeah, in case of what is that? Except EID, in case of mass upload, I can use only EID.
Yeah, we can use EAB. We can use Studio Inbound integrations as well.
Okay, what is the purpose of iLoad?
Yeah, iLoad as well. Generally, what
Okay.
happens is during the initial conversion phase, people use iLoads.
Okay,
Okay, after that, these kind of transactions will be done using either EAB or Studio.
okay. Why? Because in functional they said that we can go with the iLoad, so that's why I just
Yeah, we can go ahead with the iLoad.
okay.
But iLoad templates are little bit complex and it's very difficult for end users to work on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why most of the times we use in EAB Inbound or Studio.
Okay, fine. Thanks.
Yeah. Yes, Vivek, what's your question?
If we're going to take a data from third-party system and we're going to feed inside a tenant, what format is compatible actually? Is it that only the Excel sheet template we have to get in and we have to transfer things onto the Excel format and upload it, or how is it done?
Yeah, Vivek, it is not like all the time Excel template. And see, when you are interacting with a third party, and third party vendor doesn't know about Workday template, right? So he will not give information in the Workday template. But when you are discussing with the vendor, you can specify like which kind of format data you want. It can be a CSV file, it can be a pipe delimited file, or it can be a pixel length file. You can just, when you are discussing with the vendor, you can just decide one format. If it is not the other format than specified here, means to say, here EAB inbound accepts only the format given in this Excel sheet. It will not accept any other format. And each and every day you cannot get the file from the vendor like CSV or pipe delimited, and you have to do manually extract the information and keep it in this template and upload. I don't think so that is that much feasible, because again you have to pay some man hours here and you have to place one employee for that. Instead, in that situation, I will advise you to go for Studio. In Studio, you will be having some transformation tools where if you get the data in the format of CSV or pipe delimited or text length, pixel length, we can just transform it to XML and we can keep that information in the web service call and upload the data. Don't worry, I will just explain you when I am dealing with Studio. But if you have such kind of third-party vendor involvement, it's better to go for that than this one. But generally, most of these kind of transactions will be done by HR partners, like terminations, change outs and all. So for them, instead of going for such complex integrations, EAB inbound is very comfortable. Because for them, entering the data in any other Excel sheet or in this template doesn't make much difference. So they can just upload in this template and they can just maintain this information in this template and upload it. Okay.
And do we also HR partners directly can also terminate an employee through business process, right? Without using.
Yeah, without using this kind of uploads, they can directly do the termination in the front end. But here problem is, let us assume if you want to terminate some 100 employees.
Mass. It's like more mass, it will be more easier to do.
Yeah. If it is mass, we have to go for this kind of integrations.
Okay.
Yeah, do you have any more questions?
Ishwa, when you're discussing all these things, EIB inbound, during appraisals, you'll be having a lot of changes in employee, that's packages and all changes. So with this, we can do that, right? The number values also uploaded, right? Easily.
Yeah, we can do that as well.
Okay, there won't be any constraint regarding salary part and all. So according to the template, we can give the details, so it will be uploaded. So instead of manually, because when appraisal is going to be a bulk of 100 people will be there, 200 people, so it'll easy, right? Instead of taking termination, it depends on the process. The template will change. Then we have to give the inputs. Then it will be you'll be mapping it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ishwar, EID inbound and outbound, both the things play a major role only on employee data, right?
Yes.
With this EID and inbound outbound, we can't do anything on our organization structure, like changing the supervisory organization or supervisory organization description, something like that.
I mean to say you wanted to change the organization structure hierarchy.
Yeah, I am not hierarchy. I have some 100 under the supervisory organization. I have 100 sub-supervision organizations. Okay. Sub-objects. I just want to change some details of all those 100 things.
Okay.
At that time, can I able to do?
Yeah, most of the times these web services, I can see these are all belongs to employee related.
Yes.
But let me just go and check is there any such kind of web services are available. But here if I see most of the web services are, then I'm just going back to the one. And I mean if you see here, this is the web services directory provided. Let me just come here. Here, most of the things are related to employee. So I don't think so that such kind of actions can be done using web services.
Okay. And one more thing, Ishwar, I have a basic doubt. In Workday, to move from one server to another server, we have only two options. One is solutions and another one is IO, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In case of solution, we are not downloading the data into our external our hard disk, which means that our desktop.
Yes.
Okay. So how it will be moving from implementation server to the sandbox server?
Yeah, it will take care of such kind of migration.
Okay.
I mean, it identifies automatically the related objects and it moves it. We don't need to worry about that.
Okay. So you mean to say in SID I need to go and pull the things. If I to go and do some process, it automatically fetches from the implementation.
Yeah. Whenever you migrate that integration system
to
the target tenant, it automatically fetches all. I mean, if let us assume if you migrate EIB, it automatically fetches the report and calculated fields in it.
Okay, fine.
Sure. Other than reports, do data get deleted in Workday or it just get deactivated in Workday?
Sorry?
Other than reports, other data gets deleted or it gets deactivated or frozen, some kind of thing in Workday?
You wanted to deactivate some of employees' information?
Like I'm having a few information where I'm going to migrated to another server, whether it will be deactivated or it will be deleted.
Now, information in the sense, which kind of information?
Because few reports, we just saw that the validity of reports is like 180 days. After that, it will get deleted, right?
Yeah, that is only case of temporary reports, and temporary reports cannot be migrated.
Okay, okay. So generally, information is not getting deleted unless it's temporary, right?
Yeah, it is temporarily disabled, but still you can use that report.
Okay.
Yeah, and coming back.
Yes, sir. You
Yes.
said we have. You said we have Workday ID for each tenant, right?
Yes.
Unique ID.
Yeah.
Okay. It means every employee have Workday ID, or is a Workday common ID for the tenant, entire tenant?
No. Every employee, every position, every termination reason, every organization, every object will be having its own WID generated.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no issues. And now coming to the another part called scheduling. Here we can schedule integrations. If you just go to the integration, so far we are just launching the integration, right? Run now, but still we can schedule this integration. But if you look at the scheduling parameters, this is almost same like how we scheduled a report. Let me just show you one daily recurrence. As of now, I am not scheduling it, but I am just showing you. Here, if you run in the front end, we will be, if you run in the front end, we are just passing few parameters like integration attachment, load error limit, validate only load. Similar kind of parameters will be appear when you are scheduling as well. Along with that, you will be able to find a tab called schedule tab. Here you can specify whether it has to run every weekday, means say Monday to Friday, or every day. Then you have to give 1. Alternative days, you have to give 3, like that. Okay? Like this, you can specify every day. And when this schedule should start, here you need to provide the time of schedule. And here time zone, because this time again specific to time zone, right? If I say IST, it is different than PST. So we have to specify along with the time, which time zone time it is. And when it should start, means to say if you want to schedule it from tomorrow to till this year end, you have to give tomorrow's date and you have to select end date as 12/31. Like this, we have to specify the parameters from when to when it should run. Okay? So when you have given parameters like this and click on OK, it automatically runs every day on the period that you have selected, on the time that you have selected for the period. Okay? Scheduling is pretty straightforward. I mean, when you schedule the report, whatever the parameters that has shown you, when you are scheduling the integration as well, it will show you the similar kind of parameters. Like whether it should run every day or only weekdays or once in a week, and what is the starting time and time zone and period. Do you have any queries on the scheduling?
It's good. You can hear.
Yes, Srikanth.
Yeah, it's good. We can do same schedule for outbound integration also, right?
Yeah, we can do same schedule for outbound integration as well.
That is when we are sending from our tenant to some third party tool, right?
Yeah, scheduling is common across whether it can be a report or EAB on board or EAB inbound or core connector, everything. But here, parameters changes according to the integration that you have selected.
Okay.
Means to say, if your report has parameters, it will show report parameters. If EAB has a report and that report has parameters, when you are scheduling EAB outbound, it will show you the same parameters. But inbound, This is the parameters.
Okay. Well, okay. Sure. I'm not when we connect with third party tool, how do you connect actually? So this is tenant, right? Tenant. The Workday.
Here connection in the sense there will be no physical connection between these two. What happens is we will post the file into one SFTP, and vendor will take from that SFTP and processes.
Okay.
That is who the connection.
It means that. Okay, it means that we can deliver we can deliver that text in whatever customer they may expect in different formats, right? That's it.
Yeah.
So we can deliver data in the format, whatever.
Whatever the format vendor wants, we will just exactly.
Ishwar,
Yes.
what about the confirmation status? Any acknowledgement?
No acknowledgement. But here in studio integrations, there will be something called put integration event, which acknowledges. Which specifies that it delivered successfully. But however, don't worry. When we are creating, when you set up the document delivery, I showed you right how to set up the SFTP. So when you set the SFTP, there will be some step called document delivery. It will show you whether the document has been delivered successfully or not. If there is any challenges, it will just show you the error status as failed.
Okay.
Yeah, do you have any more questions?
Sure, I have one more idea.
No issues. Please go ahead.
Yes. Suppose one data were sending from tenant to some third party code. Suppose the card failed due to some issues like due to some web service. How do we monitor that? Like where it got stuck up?
What happens is, when you are running the integration, if the document got delivered successfully, then only total status will be successfully completed. If there is any such kind of things happen in the document delivery, integration status will be failed. But if you just go to that event and see, there will be a lot of steps are available. Okay. It will just show you whether output got generated or not, file got generated or not, and after that it has delivered or not. There will be some steps. Don't worry, when we are dealing with the core connector integration, it will be more clear to us. Without a document delivery completed successfully, integration will not go to the status like completed successfully. Do you have any more doubts?
So you're going to, what is the next topic?
Tomorrow we are going to discuss about core connectors.
Okay.
And tomorrow I will,
Can we see job monitoring if possible?
If you want to see the job monitoring, first we need to schedule it as a background process.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Okay.
If it does not have any dependency, we can see it out. If it has any dependency, we can see it tomorrow. Not an issue.
We need to schedule it as a job. I will just show you some events in the process monitor.
What time is class here?
At the same time, 9 a.m. IST. Okay. That's it, guys, from my side. Okay. let us meet tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be discussing about core connector, and the day after tomorrow we will be discussing about some XSLT functions provided by Workday itself. We are just going to check that, and if possible, day after tomorrow only we will create one document transformation integration. Otherwise, it's on. Yeah, third session. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
are end up for the day, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Have a nice day, Ishwar.
Yeah. Yeah, you too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah. Bye, Ishwar.
Thank you, Ishwa.
Bye.
Thank you.